Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, gratefully covering alcoholic and addict just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how was everybody today? Another week down, guys. Happy Friday. Yeah, as you guys know, I'm always excited on Friday, and it's not because of work and pay, as I always say, but it's because it's my home group. I love my meeting, the gratitude group. Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, Harvard Square on Winthrop Street, University Lutheran Church, for anybody in the area. I get the honor of chairing on Fridays. Today was another absolutely beautiful meeting. It was a great reading. We got a few new people in the area that come to the meeting, and you know what? I love when people come in early on and they're involved. One girl actually come up and asked me if I could sponsor her today. I was so honored for that. I did let her know that I'm just going through the steps now with my sponsor, and I'm not there yet. But I told her to keep coming. If that's available, I'd be happy to. Or I'll be happy to, introduce to somebody else. Another person asked about the YouTube channel. Guys, I love my meeting. I love recovery. I love being a part of the group. I love being that I've been going at it for so long that people are starting to come to me because they see that I've got good recovery and I carry a good message. And this all comes from my higher power, guys. Like, and that's what we're going to talk about. But yeah, before we get into that, just guys, find a good meeting. There are so many good meetings. We're planning a trip. One of my fellow chairs at the gratitude group is celebrating her 1 year on Monday night. So we're doing a group adventure. We're all getting together. A bunch of us are getting together. I'm going to go out to Dorchester to celebrate her 1 year with her. I'm going to my NA meeting tonight, meeting some people, giving somebody a ride home. Like, when you get into recovery and you keep coming, you start meeting good people, guys. You got to get rid of the riffraff that's still acting, running amok in your life, and invite good people into your life. And I didn't think I've never felt so accepted and a part of a group before. But it's because I just kept coming and cultivating who I really am at heart and letting that person lead. Mo and I were talking today, and she's, gave me the best compliment. Tell me that when I walk in, I light up a room, and the confidence that I carry from just doing good things is infectious. And guys, recovery will bring out the best in you if you work the program in a positive light. If you want to be one of those people that sits in the back and pisses and moans and thinks everything's a struggle, then everything's going to be a struggle. But work your program, work it to the heart, make life the most it can, and I promise you, you will love the results. And again, the most important tool we have at our disposal is a power greater than ourselves. I needed power. The disease of addiction is so much bigger and stronger than I am, and I'm pretty tough, but nothing compared to addiction. I needed a power stronger than addiction, and that's what I like about this reading, guys. It's a great reading. It's titled Higher Power. We'll do the reading. We'll talk more about it, all right? So, higher power. Most of us have no trouble admitting that addiction had become a destructive force in our lives. Duh. Our best efforts resulted in even greater destruction and despair. At some point, we realized we needed the help of some power greater than our addiction. Not just greater than ourselves, but greater than our addiction, guys. And that's why higher power is so important. Most of us know without a doubt that our lives have been filled with destruction. Learning that we have a disease called addiction helps us to understand the source or cause of this destruction. We can recognize addiction as a power that has worked devastation in our lives. When we take the first step, we admit that the destructive force of addiction is bigger than we are, and we are powerless over it. Well, at this point, our only hope is to find some power greater than the force of our addiction. A power bent on preserving life, not ending it. We don't have to understand it. We don't even have to name it. We only have to believe that there is such a higher power. The belief that a benevolent power greater than addiction that's available to us gives us the belief that a benevolent power greater than addiction that is available to us gives us enough hope to stay clean a day at a time. Then the affirmation is just for today. I believe my higher power is much bigger than my addiction. Guys, there is so much power in that statement. And this is one of the reasons I love these readings is they give me a way to put on paper and put into words what I'm feeling. And that's beautiful, guys, because it's one thing to walk around feeling like and you've heard me say this in the earlier videos, like, guys, I feel like I've cracked a code. Everything is just working. All the things that used to fail day in and day out in my life are just working today. And then I get to just accept them and put them in my back pocket and move on to something bigger and better. And that is amazing. Like progress, success, opportunity, knowing that anything is possible. Like, these are things that give us immense, immense hope in life. It's what keeps me so grateful. Understanding that gratitude is one of the most powerful places to be in your life. Guys, when you're in a state of gratitude, you are, and again, this is scientific fact, there is a part of your brain called the reticular activating service. I'm not a scientist, bear with me. But literally, it's been proven that when you are paying attention to positive things, when you're looking for positive things, your brain will work extra hard to pick out and subconsciously bring you closer to other positive things, proving the point. So there is a reason we want to change our outlook. And again, there's a reason you want to stay away from the negativity. Because when you're sitting there focusing on negativity, that same part of your brain is going to bring you into further negativity. And I understand this now, and it explains so much to me, right? Part of the reason, again, doing the work brings in information that will just fill in blanks that you never even knew you were missing. And that's what I caught. That's how I caught the bug early on. Suddenly, not only were I basically doing the same things, different places, different people, I go out and do the same work today, guys. Only all of a sudden, now I'm successful. I own my business. I'm thriving. I'm sought after. I'm respected. I'm somebody that people come to consult to find out what they're doing wrong. Like, guys, 14, 15 months ago, I was the one that was doing everything wrong, and people wanted to avoid like the plague. That's the power of inviting a power greater than addiction, greater than you, me, or anybody else into your life, and then aligning with that power. And you do that. Prayer, meditation, working the steps, showing up at meetings, sharing authentically, honestly. Whether you're, like today, it was my turn to speak. I didn't think I was the last speaker of the day. I didn't think I was going to be able to speak. I've been listening and just cheering on everybody else. So I just kind of gave a synopsis for a lot of the newcomers, like what I've been doing that's worked so incredibly well. And then I finished it up, and I'm like, you know what, guys, you got to understand. Like, people look at me now because I'm this, I'm doing this, that, and they might think that I'm not like didn't come from where they come from, and I'm like, guys, understand. 2 years ago, I didn't think any of this was possible. I'm somebody that was been sentenced to prison 15 times. I spent 4 years homeless on the street. Like, I've seen the lowest of the low for a lot longer than most of you been alive, and yet none of that has had any effect on me today. It's had major effect on me my whole life. But by working this program to the best of my ability, I've been able to overcome, let it go, and just move past in the most beautiful ways. And again, I don't forget about it, because again, if I forget about it, I'm going to end up right back where it was, because once I forget what my free will brings me, then I no longer feel I need somebody, a higher power's will. My higher power's will for me is always better than mine. I tell myself that minimum 4 times a day. In the morning in my prayers, every day in a meeting, every afternoon on when I'm researching for my video, and then again in my prayers at night, reminding myself I want to seek my higher power's will and ask for the power to carry that out. I show him gratitude by believing that I have that power and standing up for what is right, what I know is right. When I'm not sure, I stop and I consult somebody else, and that's the power of having a recovery network available. All day, every day, I'm in contact with somebody from my network. This whole afternoon, I've been in contact with a number of the people in my network. Whether I met somebody today at the meeting who is part of H&I, which is hospitals and institutions. That's something I hold near and dear to my heart. And as a matter of fact, and again, boom, talk about another God shot. After last Friday's NA meeting, I reached out to my sponsor because his significant other, his wife, is part of the H&I group. And I'm like, hey, Tim, I want to get involved with them. And again, because for me, I got the inspiration, the hope that I was possible by others that came into the rehab and spoke when I was in there. And it means a lot to me, and I've been dying to be able to go back and give back in that same way. And sure enough, I speak on that last week, and then lo and behold, somebody from H&I happens to show up at my meeting today, comes up at the end of the meeting thanking me for my message and the work that I'm doing. And I find we got to talk and we exchanged numbers, and I find out he's part of an H&I group. So boom, now I'm going to an H&I meeting at the end of this month, so I can get set up and go talk in rehabs. Like, when you work a program, when you do things in blind faith, and when you're, first of all, when you're making yourself available for everything in recovery, you're putting your recovery first. These are the signs and synchronicities that'll show up left and right in your life. Guys, I feel like I am blessed beyond belief. And if you could understand, if I could do a synopsis of where I was in addiction, I thought I was the most cursed. And I used to say this openly. Jesus, I must have been, a baby smasher in a former life to be putting up with the shit I'm putting up with this life. Are you kidding me? Really? No. I was running around in addiction, being incredibly reckless, breaking laws, living against my own moral code, lying to myself, lying to everybody else, like manipulating and just doing what it takes to stay in active addiction. And then try to look like a functioning adult going to work every day because I'm a worker. I'm not somebody that can just hustle on the street. I got to work for my drugs. Not to say it's not better. It's just my makeup. I'm not a good criminal. I get caught a lot. That's why I've been sentenced to prison 15 times. Never mind the fact that, the hearing that I had yesterday. Yes, I've got some work to do this week, but none of it's difficult. Like, everything I couldn't do for the last 30 years is going to take me about 2 months. Think about that. Couldn't do it for literally 20 years. And I can get it all done in the next 2 months and put it behind me. That's the power of a higher power in your life when you're doing everything to the best of your ability. When you're being the best person you can. When you're working a recovery program. And you're putting your recovery first. Like, I don't know how else to say it, guys. Like, you know what I did? And again, these are little things, but you got to understand the magnitude of them when they're so different from what you've been used to. I had withered away to a point that I was absolutely disgusted and horrified. I literally could not look at myself in the mirror. I had stopped looking at myself in the mirror. This morning I'm at the gym, and I just felt so good. 410 pounds on the bench press, just feeling good, looking forward to my meeting. I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, wow, like, I'm still aging backwards. I thought when I realized I was aging backwards 4 or 5 months ago, it's got to be as good as it's getting. No, I see the weight that I'm putting on, the clarity of my skin, the lack of bags under my eyes. I can see my eyes clearly again. So I just stopped and took a picture, and I posted a new cover photo on my Facebook. And, I'm like, am I being vain? No, I'm not. I can actually look at myself in the mirror, and that is so incredibly important, guys. We have to love ourselves. I've done videos on learning to love ourselves. You've got to live life in a way that you can love yourself. I'm doing it. I love myself. I love my life so much, and I'm going so far out of my way to try and make myself as tapped in, tuned in, turned on, and healthy so I can be here as long as I possibly can. 2 years ago, I was literally laying in bed hoping I could just go to sleep and die. Not having the balls to end my life, but not having the hope to even get out of bed. I was literally in bed for almost a month. Right? Talk about a change, guys. All it took was inviting a higher power into my life and working this simple, not easy, spiritual, not religious program. Right? Guys, small price to pay. Well, when I started this, like, if I can just get through the day and not use drugs and not think about drugs, that's, the pinnacle of what I thought life could be. What a joke. There's so much more to my life today, guys. I love what I do. I love this channel. I love carrying a good message. I love sharing my meeting. I love going to, and that's the thing, guys. I'm almost 15 months in, and I'm going to more meetings. I'm expanding my recovery network because I love it. Not because I have to. Nobody's forcing me to do anything. If anything, my time's getting to be more sought after. So I've got to work harder to make time for myself. But again, that's part of self-care, which is part of recovery. And so when I look at the end of the day, like, what brings me the most joy? When I go to meetings, when I'm around other recovering addicts, other positive people carrying a good message, people who get me, people who understand me, people who respect me. And usually I've only ever gotten that out of work. It's why I always work so much. Now at least I have something else in my life, right? And again, the work that I'm doing with the hearing yesterday is just going to open up a whole nother level so I can actually go out and start having a social life. Guys, recovery is giving me everything I thought I would never get back. Everything I used to say didn't matter because I couldn't have it. Of course it matters. Everything matters. Work your program, guys. Start with the higher power. We have to admit, if we're going to meetings, if we're going to jails, if we're going to court, we're powerless. None of us woke up and said, "Oh, someday I'll be a raging heroin addict or a raging alcoholic, pissing my life away, lighting things on fire and hurting the people I love, including myself." No one of us wanted that. Clearly, the disease of addiction is bigger than we are. There is a unlimited, unfathomable power available to every one of us to fight this disease. You just gotta invite it into your life and then act accordingly. Work a program. Be the best version of you. Make changes. Confront the uneasy, uncomfortable truths in your life that we're running from in addiction. It's simple. It's not easy. I get it, guys. It's not easy. But neither is addiction. That's impossible. We're out there pushing a fucking 1,000-pound boulder up a hill every day, pissing and moaning that recovery's too difficult. Come on. That's impossible. Recovery's possible. You're possible. I'm possible. I'm proving it. Guys, I'm going to call that the video for today. I'm going to get ready and go hang out with my peers at my meeting tonight. Always remember, first of all, thank you for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.